नाकाबन्दीमा देश स्वागत छ यहाँहरूलाई दर्शकवृन्द म रोहन श्रेष्ठ यति बेला हामी विशेष प्रस्तुतिमा छौं यति बेला भारतले नेपालमाथि अघोषित नाकाबन्दी लगाइरहेको छ र हाम्रो तराईमा यति बेला ब्लकेड क्रिएट भएको छ त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो काठमाडौँमा अथवा हुनुपर्दाखेरि पहाडी क्षेत्रमा यति बेला पेट्रोलियम पदार्थ अथवा दैनिक उपभोग्य वस्तुहरूको अभाव देखिएको छ यसै सेरोफेरोमा यसै सन्दर्भमा हामीले यति बेला सिधा इन्डिया तर्फ हाम्रो टेलिफोन सम्पर्क हामीले हाम्रो स्काइप सम्पर्क गर्ने प्रयास गरेका छौं र हाम्रो स्काइप सम्पर्कमा हुनुहुन्छ भारतीय जनता पार्टीका वरिष्ठ नेता विजय जोली म उहाँलाई स्वागतको अनुमति चाहन्छु विजय सर वेलकम टु आवर शो
बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद
Which language shall we prefer?
सभी मित्रों को शुभकामनाएं
Thank you so much for that. And which language shall we prefer, Hindi or English?
Whatever is convenient for your channel, for
okay,
me
then,
to be clearly heard.
So we will be using the English language and you can answer in Hindi as well as English. Fine, sir?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to ask you why this undeclared economic blockade?
I would wish to first of all convey the warm regards, sentiments from India and the Bharatiya Janata Party leadership to the people of Nepal. Okay. India considers Nepal to be an equal brother in development. And I wish to state that the government of India led by Mr. Narendra Modi, my honorable Prime Minister, has not imposed any economic blockade, declared or undeclared.
Mm-hmm.
Even in our dreams, we cannot see Nepal to be a kamzor state.
Mm-hmm.
These are rumors, these are false reports, these are frivolous, and these reports are only meant to harm the close relationship which India and Nepal enjoy for the past many centuries.
So, but why Nepal is not been able to feel so? There is a blockade.
Yes.
What is the reason behind this?
There might be a blockade on the Nepali side. I wish to state that the trucks carrying essential commodities, petrol, diesel, medicines, flowers, vegetables are transported by private transporters from India to Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
India is not a dictatorial country. India and its government never believes in economic blockades. There are agitations on the Nepali side of the border, and the private truck operators who thought their lives will be in danger due to the agitation on the Nepal side of the border, without any adequate security being provided on the Nepali soil when the Indian trucks enter with essential commodities.
So, but we have not been able to feel that. We have not been able to feel that India is not doing any kind of, or India is not creating any kind of a blockade in Nepal. What is the reason behind this? Do you think that Madhesi Dal, who is on the protest, is the major reason behind this?
Well, I would rather say that we all have to accept the ground realities. There is agitation on the Nepal side of the India-Nepal border.
Mm-hmm.
There is dissatisfaction among a sizable section of the Madheshi parties in Nepal. India has got no role to play in instigating any type of agitation on the Nepal border side.
Okay, we do buy that. There are some problems in the border area, but what about Sunauli, which is border to Bihar? Similarly, what about Kakadvita, which is border to West Bengal? Since there is no such kind of... Okay.
I would firstly like to reassure the people of Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
The government of India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Bharatiya Janata Party, and the people of India consider Nepal to be an equal brother. We have not imposed any declared or undeclared economic embargo. The private transportation and its owners, if they decide in the face of inadequate security when they enter Nepal from the Indian border, if they are not provided adequate security by your government, please don't blame the Indian government.
So the major threat is security concern.
Well, I think because there is free trade between India and Nepal, it is not a regulated trade. It is not a trade between the two governments. It is a trade between the two close, friendly countries and neighbors in this part of the world. And all rumors stating that India has imposed an economic blockade of Nepal is unfortunate, is false, is frivolous, and is done with the intent of creating a divide in the mind and the hearts of my Nepali brethren. India stands by Nepal in every thick and thin.
So there is the concern of security, but there was the problem in 10 years Maoist insurgency period as well, and similarly the earlier Madhya moment as well. At that time, there was no security barrier, or let's say security problem. And why after this the new constitution is been promulgated in Nepal?
I would rather say one thing on record. India considers Nepali sovereignty as paramount.
Okay.
Number two, whatever the Nepali constitution decision has been taken by the majority in the Constituent Assembly of Nepal, we salute the verdict of the Nepali Parliament. We were never opposed, but we had few suggestions. And even if our few suggestions regarding the welfare of all the Nepalis, whether living in the Pahadi area or whether living in the Terai area, whether they were ordinary Nepalis or whether they were Madeshis or Janjatis or backward citizens in your country, you have to take a decision. We as close neighbors can talk to you, we can assist you. If India played a part under the leadership of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee in early 90s and then in 2000 plus, to end the insurgency as well as the armed rebellion in Nepal, which claimed more than 10,000 lives, if India played a part in the brokering a peace agreement between the Maoist and the seven-party alliance in Nepal,
definitely.
If Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited twice Nepal during his first 9 months of governance in India, if Prime Minister of India announced a 10 crore package for the people of Nepal for its development,
Sir,
if Sushma Swaraj comes and announces a package of $1 billion,
so in that note, there was a huge warm welcome to the Narendra Modi as well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well in Nepal.
But please let me complete first.
Okay.
In your recent devastating earthquake,
yes, India had supported. Definitely, we don't deny that.
And how in these circumstances, where even my Prime Minister dreams of empowering Nepal, that the government of India can never dream in its wildest dream of imposing any blockade on Nepal.
But what is the reality that in the border side of India, the businessmen are supporting the agitating group?
Well, I think,
don't you know that, sir?
People on both sides of the borders are patriotic. If Nepalis are agitating, they are also patriotic.
So what about the support of the businessmen of India to this agitating groups?
India has never supported any move to interfere in the internal affairs of its neighbors. The neighborhood policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to forge friendship, is to enter into collaborations, cooperate in economic affairs and economic development agenda. And my Indian leadership led by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party President Mr. Amit Shah firmly believe.
So we do buy that, the support of India. But what about the security? You are talking about the security concern. In 10 years Maoist insurgency period also, there was a security concern, but there was no blockade or there was no such kind of situation. And before and after this, even in the earlier days of the Madhesi movement, that there was the security concern, but India has not done this. But what about after getting the new constitution to Nepal? Only after getting the new constitution of the Nepal, this kind of problem we have been facing. Don't you feel? You have been telling that you are the big brother. According to you, you are the big brother of the South Asian region. And don't you feel this at this crisis?
I wish to clearly state at the outset, we are equal brothers.
Okay.
No one is big or small. We all have to go hand in hand. Nepal and India's destiny lies together. We have open borders.
Yeah.
We don't have the requirement of visas to visit each other country. In India, more than 60 lakh Nepalis are treated as equal brothers. They contribute in India's security, in India's development.
So, what is the reason behind India is not welcoming the new constitution of Nepal?
देखिए, हमने कभी भी नेपाल के नए संविधान के बारे में कोई भी विपरीत टीका टिप्पणी नहीं की है। आप भारत के एक भी नेता का एक भी स्टेटमेंट अगर मुझे दिखा दो जो अभी सत्ता और सरकार में है कि वी डिसअप्रूव द नेपाल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, I will say whatever you will say to express my deep apologies and pardon on the subject.
So this is not about disapproving or the formal written welcoming.
Constitution is an internal affair of Nepal. India is a close friend and a close brother. And we did express our deep concerns on the plight of all the sections of the Nepali society. And if one section or two section or three section or a couple of sections are protesting within your own domain, don't blame India for your internal woes. India has never said that we disapprove the Nepal constitution. And I wish to put on record, we appreciate your Prime Minister entering into a dialogue with the agitating parties, especially the Madheshi groups. We want a peaceful Nepal. If an unpeaceful Nepal is there, India will also be unpeaceful. A peaceful Nepal is India's best bet in the region. We want development in Nepal. We want consensus in Nepal. And this was the only one concern which we did politically convey and politely convey to the Nepali friends and the Nepali brethren who are in the Nepali Congress, who are in the UMLA, who are
so
in the
we do buy your verdict on this, but do you think that there will be 100% satisfaction to each and every member of the country while formulation of the constitution? If so, then why there is the dispute of Gorkhaland in India? Why there is the dispute of Gujarat in India?
You see, every democracy has plus and minuses. Every democracy cannot be a piecemeal of appeasing everyone. We do understand the limitations in democracy. The ruling party has to go hand in hand with the opposition as well as the agitating mindsets also. But I wish to again state very clearly, the government of India has not disapproved the constitution of Nepal. We have never said a single word in public or in private against the people.
But formally, you have not been able to give a warm welcome to the new constitution of Nepal. Do you think that you have given that a written, a formal welcome?
Well, there is no formal or informal. I wish to clearly state today, we welcome the promulgation of the new constitution of Nepal, which will pave the way for development of all Nepali sections. We also welcome the dialogue process between the agitating parties in Nepal and the government of Nepal. We always have noted from close quarters that a consensus approach would be the best available option as far as the constitution of Nepal is concerned. And if at this juncture that whole effort has not fructified, India has never interfered in the internal affairs of Nepal. We love Nepal. We salute Nepal. My Prime Minister and my party want to develop Nepal. This is the reason why Narendra Modi ji came twice to Nepal in his first 15 months of governance. But today I feel very sorry to say, when I hear reports, Indian flags are burnt in Nepal, my Prime Minister's effigies are burnt in Nepal, a person who always dreams of empowering Nepal, if due to the rumor mongering and some mischievous elements who are disgruntled, who are not happy at the course of the positive sequence of events developing between India and Nepal, काशी पशुपति नाथ हो या भारत का कोई भी तीर्थ स्थान हो, हम दोनों देश एक ही संस्कृति के लोग हैं. हम नेपालियों का आदर करते हैं, हम नेपालियों का स्वागत करते हैं, और हमने तो अपने स्वप्न में भी कभी नेपाल को कमजोर करने की सोच ही नहीं है. इसलिए आज के समय अगर भारत, जिसने हमेशा चाहा है कि नेपाल का कल्याण हो, नेपाल विकास के राह पर चले, नेपाल में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट आए, नेपाल के हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्टों का डेवलपमेंट हो, नेपाल के नौजवान लड़की और लड़कियों को रोजगार के साधन मिले, नेपाल में इंडस्ट्रीज का सृजन हो, और नेपाल में सभी राजनीतिक दल, आप भी अभी नेशनल यूनिटी की गवर्नमेंट बनाने की बात कर रहे हैं. अगर भारत ने कंसेंसस की बात करी, अगर भारत ने ये कहा सभी दलों को मिलकर बैठकर समझकर नेपाल किस राजनीतिक का परिप्रेक्ष्य में चले, उसके ऊपर आपको कुछ निर्णय करना चाहिए, तो आप उसको हमारे उस फ्रेंडली एडवाइस को अनफ्रेंडली टोन्स में मत लीजिए. लेकिन किसी का एक भी मेरे नेपाली भाई ने या नेपाली पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नेता ने भारत के प्रधानमंत्री की जो एफजीज नेपाल के अंदर जलाई गई, जो हमारे खिलाफ प्रदर्शन हुए, क्या उसके ऊपर आप में से किसी एक ने किसी भी नेपाली?
So don't you think that it is all due to India and the Prime Minister Modi himself?
खुश नहीं हो तो मैं भी इस समय बहुत ही चिंता के वातावरण में हूं.
So don't you think that this is all due to India and Prime Minister Modi himself? Because not only in Nepal, even in your country, the netas like CPI, netas like Sitaram Yechuri and many others are saying that India is creating a blockade, India is creating a disturbance in Nepal.
You see, they want to play to the politics of the day. Opposition parties who have been rejected by the people of India have a vested interest to play up and state that the government of India is not reigning in Nepal. Its foreign policy in Nepal is not on the right track. But I wish to state that the people of India have given a clear mandate to a majority government in India led by Narendra Modi ji.
Yeah.
And Narendra Modi ji always talks about empowering Nepal, giving all the cooperation to Nepal, coming out to Nepal, providing economic packages to Nepal. And at the same time, if these accusations fly left and right, that we are anti-Nepal, then I would only say it is an unfortunate sequence of events which we have to see through the game of people who want to tarnish the best friendly relation between India and Nepal.
So now we have to wrap up the show. Do you support the new constitution of Nepal or not? In one line.
Obviously.
So do you welcome or not?
Who are we to say no? The Nepal Constituent Assembly, which has passed and ratified a constitution by more than 92% of the majority. Of course, some people are not satisfied with various provisions. But we do hope that in this environment also,
what about Hindutva and monarchy?
Good sense will prevail. We have never opposed the new constitution.
So what about...
It is an internal issue of Nepal. It is an issue with which the government of Nepal and the political parties of Nepal have to take a call. We salute the people of Nepal.
So what about Hindutva and monarchy? What is your verdict? What is BJP's or India's government verdict on this?
Well, we have always said it is for the people of Nepal to take a call on that. If the people of Nepal decided against abolishing the monarchy, the constitution of Nepal also stated that we are secular. You have a president, you have a prime minister, you have a cabinet, and it is the decision of the people of Nepal. Yes, this is a true fact. I would not like to be engaged in a controversy, but this is the true fact that today Nepal is predominantly, there are 90% of its population is Hindu. I am proud to be a Hindu living in India. But we have a secular agenda. We take everyone inclusive. We respect Hinduism, Christianity, as well as the Muslim community, the Sikhs, the Jains. But it is for the Nepal people to take a decision on that.
Okay.
We are not there to give any sermons.
So at
we are
last,
not there to give any dictates.
At
but
last,
it is
do you have
for
to...
you and your people and your political parties to take a call on that.
So at last, do
And
you want to say
not
something to the Madhesh, the agitating group, the Madheshis?
Well, our message today is to all the groups in Nepal. Sit together, talk together, walk together, have a dialogue, put the contentious and the controversial issues on the table. There is no place for violence in democracy. There is no place for economic, declared or undeclared non-cooperation. But there is always a place for dialogue based on true facts. You have to decide. You have to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
जय नेपाल और हम नेपाल और भारत की दोस्ती के अमरता के लिए सभी नेपाली भाइयों के संयम के लिए और भारत के सहयोग के लिए हमेशा से प्रतिबद्ध हैं and we are committed for India Nepal friendship. जय हिंद, जय नेपाल.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, जय नेपाल. उहाँले अन्त्यमा जय हिन्द जय नेपाल भनेर एउटा राम्रो नोट प्रस्तुत गर्नुभयो र हामीले कुराकानी गर्यौं विजय जोलीसँग, भारतीय जनता पार्टीका एकजना वरिष्ठ नेता विजय जोलीसँग कुराकानी गर्यौं र नेपालको पछिल्लो अवस्थाको बारेमा के थियो त भारतीय राय यस विषयमा कुराकानी गर्यौं. होला केही प्रश्नका उत्तर आए, केही प्रश्नका उत्तरमा तोलिएका जवाफ पनि आए, ब्यालेन्स्ड उत्तरहरू पनि आए, ती आफ्ना ठाउँमा छन्. यद्यपि हामीले त्यहाँको के रहेको छ त भारतको नेपाल प्रतिको धारणा यस विषयलाई हामीले खुलाउने प्रयास गर्यौं यो आधा घण्टाको समयमा. यहाँहरूलाई पनि धन्यवाद हामीलाई यो आधा घण्टाको समयमा साथ दिनुभयो. हेर्दै रहनुहोला हिमालय टेलिभिजन. नमस्ते, जय नेपाल.